Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you've all had a good day. Hope you all had a good week. Hope you all have had a fantastic Thursday evening. And I hope you're all looking forward to another brand new weekend in March 2024 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to always remember to put the notification bell on at all times as well to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2024 this year on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. We've got brand new games, brand new gaming content, we've got brand new videos, brand new shorts, brand new live streams. We've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which we'll be doing even more online, and also the campaign mode. Rocket League hopefully will be making a comeback. Obviously, more Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2 Myths and Mortals. We've got transfer news. We've got football news. We've got Formula 1 content. We are bringing loads of new ideas to this channel and this community. So, please subscribe if you're new to this channel and to this community. Would be massively appreciated on this Thursday evening today, on this cold, wet and damp Thursday night in obviously the UK. And obviously it is last chance saloon for Manchester United this weekend. Obviously it's the old nemesis, it's the old rival. It is Liverpool in the FA Cup quarterfinals at Old Trafford on Sunday afternoon. This for me is D-Day. This is Day of Destiny. This is basically make or break for Manchester United for the rest of the season. Going at the FA Cup is going to be a bloody nightmare. Going out of a competition that I think we can win, which we've now got to win, it was looking a lot positive with earlier successful cup games in an easy draw so far for Man United in this FA Cup competition for this season's campaign. But now it's the quarterfinals and it is Liverpool. It is not going to be an easy game. It is going to be very, very tough, especially knowing that Jurgen Klopp has already won the Carabao Cup this season. Liverpool have obviously battered Sparta Prague 11-2 on aggregate tonight in the UEFA Europa League last 16. And now Liverpool, the way they're playing and the way their players are demolishing every team that come upon them, Liverpool are sweeping football aside again. And Liverpool are going to end up dominating English football again, the way Jurgen Klopp has played with this Liverpool team this season. They've been nothing more than magnificent. They've been a brilliant football side to watch. The players they have are magnificent. And the way lately Liverpool have absolutely stepped it up a gear in Jurgen Klopp's last season. We need to end this nightmare of letting our rivals push ahead of us even more. Man United know going at the FA Cup is going to be a disaster. We can't, afford to go out this trophy. And if we do go out, it is going to be a disaster. It is going to be an absolute nightmare because it will be one trophy in 7 seasons, in 7 years of Manchester United. That is simply not acceptable. It's not good enough. And we need to win the FA Cup to keep Erik ten Hag in charge of this club again next season. Obviously, there's rumours, there's talks, there's stuff behind the scenes going on with Manchester United on and off the pitch at the moment. We need to put that to one side and we need to focus on Sunday afternoon. If the focus goes from Sunday, could Liverpool 7-up us? Or could they do us 5-0 again like they did when Solskjaer was in charge? Because that day was a nightmare. It was a disaster. It was catastrophic. It was a day to forget for this football club. And now it's a time to shut these rivals up. Because obviously they are massively successful under Jurgen Klopp. What he's done to Liverpool Football Club is changed them and turned them into an elite footballing side again. And Jurgen Klopp is going to want to make a statement for the next Liverpool manager coming into the football club, knowing that he's going to be leaving on a high note and a positive note, leaving Liverpool Football Club in a big and better place, knowing Klopp is going at the end of the season. Whoever takes a Liverpool job has got a mammoth task of doing what Jurgen Klopp did and taken over as a manager. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. It could take a few years for Liverpool to be back to their best again, because it's a new manager, it's a new style of play, it's a new way of playing. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool now are wanting to go and sweep the rest of football aside. They're in Europa League quarterfinals. They're in the FA Cup quarterfinal. They still could win the Premier League. Liverpool could win the quadruple this season. And I'd hate to happen to see our rivals shut United's history out again. Obviously, at the moment, Manchester United off the pitch, there is a lot of talk surrounding Eric Ten Hag. There is a lot of players, talks, and futures on the line if we fail this season on a bad note. And we might have no manager come the end of this season. I still think, for me, Eric Ten Hag deserves one more season in charge to see where Manchester United are realistically. Can we get to another Wembley final? I don't think Eric Ten Hag has got no choice. He is going to have to push this Man United side on Sunday with even more intensity, more pressure on and off the ball, and we are going to have to attack this Liverpool team. They do concede goals. They do concede goals. They defensively conceded from a very, very poor set piece from the Manchester City game on Sunday through a John Stones goal from a Kevin De Bruyne corner. Obviously, that is poor defending. You don't leave a player like John Stones marked on the box, knowing you've got an assist magician in Kevin De Bruyne on the ball for the corner. Liverpool do concede goals. They've conceded against Slavia Prague, but they have still battered them 11-2 on aggregate. That is a warning sign. That, for me, tonight says Liverpool are on the up. And next season, I think Liverpool are going to get even bigger and better than any of us in the league. They are turning into a monster again. They are turning into a football side not to be reckoned with. Manchester United's season this year and at the end of 2023, it has been a bad season. Let's not beat around the bush about this. United have failed to deliver the quality we all know they can, show. This season has been an up and down roller coaster, not just in the cup competitions, but also in the Premier League. And I hope the players know that defeat on Sunday is not just going to cost your place in this Man United team for life when some of you are going to be moved on, but it's also going to cost the manager a job again, which, 7 managers in 11 years sounds ridiculous. Realistically, we can't afford to keep sacking the manager. We can't keep repeating the cycle every 2 years. We need to stand by a manager that is actually trying to get this club where we all want it to be. We want Manchester United to be successful. We want them to win trophies, and we want them to become a dominant force in English football again. That's not going to happen with these players. It's not going to happen with these owners. And it's not going to happen if there is a lack of investment in the team in the summer transfer window. Winning the FA Cup and also finishing 5th guarantees Manchester United not just a Europa League spot, but also guarantees Manchester United a Champions League spot because of the English club's successful campaigns in Europe from West Ham and Liverpool and Aston Villa, but also Arsenal and Manchester City in the Premier League. And you've got to applaud all 5 of them for what they've done in Europe. It's been nothing more than successful European campaigns for all 5 of those English clubs. They've done what Man United couldn't. They've all got to the quarterfinals of a European competition. Man United failed to get out their group. We finished bottom of our group and got knocked out of Europe altogether. That is embarrassment. It's a massive, massive L. And quite frankly, it shows the standards of those clubs to where Manchester United are currently. I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in is just a PR disaster. The lack of investment and the lack of what we're going to do in the summer has got no clarification based on the end of this season's progress. And Eric Ten Hag's future is still massively up in the air. He has to win these next 2 games we've got coming up. We have to beat Liverpool and we've got to beat Brentford. Fail to win both of them, they might as well, sack another manager and then repeat the cycle in 2 years' time. But we can't afford to do that. Man United are about sticking to tradition and backing the manager to get this club back to where it should be. And that is the number 1 side in English football and European football. Man United have got a big chance of winning back-to-back trophies 2 seasons in a row. The confidence that will do for our squad and the players and the fans and also supporters it will then take the pressure off Erik ten Hag in the summer. I still hope he's the manager, but I have got my doubts he's going to be here. I've still got my doubts Man United are going to stand by this manager and deliver him a successful summer transfer window. I do fully believe we are going to be on our 7th manager in 11 years, which again is a massive embarrassment. It's a joke, it's embarrassing, and it's quite shocking that Man United have turned into this fall from grace club that used to dominate English football as well as European football and as well as winning the cup competitions. That's not happened this season. And Erik ten Hag said in one of his press conferences a few weeks ago, we've massively overachieved from last season. We are quite clearly burnt out, and we are quite clearly gone way above and beyond to try and be successful last season. And obviously, that has come back to haunt us this season, and Man United have been nowhere near. If we can win the FA Cup, it will still attract the best players to this club. I'm confident we can win on Sunday, but what Liverpool have produced, not just tonight, but also the point at Anfield on Sunday against Manchester City, there is going to be confidence there for Jurgen Klopp's troops to come to Old Trafford and win. We can't afford to go out of this because it's last chance. These players' futures are on the line Sunday. Some of this squad have to realise that we are still going to be here with or without you. I mean, you two sang a song about it, and we are still going to be here operating as a football club with or without these overhyped and overrated players. Obviously, a comfortable win against Everton in our last game last time out in the Premier League last weekend at Old Trafford was a much needed break after the Manchester City derby defeat. But the performance wasn't pretty. It was really, really ugly to watch that club at times, the way we were playing at Old Trafford. It was massively, massively shocking to see that we are getting dominated by a relegation-threatened Everton Football Club who are fighting relegation again from the Premier League this season. If we play like that the way we did last weekend, Liverpool will turn us over. And it won't just be 3 or 4-0. It could be 5, 6 or 7 goals. And that, for me, is a realistic option here. Liverpool could absolutely rip us apart if we play like the way we did last weekend because it was shocking. It was beyond a joke how we won that game. I still can't come to terms how Everton did not come away from Old Trafford with any point or an unlikely win. We did not deserve to win that game last weekend. We got very, very fortunate. We got very lucky that we had 2 clear penalties decisions given correctly to us due to, vulnerability from James Tarkowski and also one of the other Everton players. And eventually that cost Everton and they lost the game 2-0. But we didn't take any promise or any confidence from the scoreline. And we basically just sat back and we let Everton dominate the game and basically come to Old Trafford and show us up. If we do that against Liverpool, we are going to get found out very quickly. And we know they're danger players. Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Endo. The list of Liverpool players that team have got, it shows the comparisons between Manchester United and Liverpool. You've got Manchester United here and Liverpool here. It is night and day how better one club is than the other. Liverpool are way better operating on the pitch, and off the pitch, Liverpool operate better as well. So Liverpool are currently 2-0 up on Manchester United. The way Jurgen Klopp has been allowed to build a team full of winners and trophy, and he fills up the trophy cabinet for Liverpool. Manchester United are based on profit and revenue, and they are based on hype around certain players that obviously United want to be the face of the club, and they are trying to get a way of making more money for the greedy owners that we have. And they've pulled Jim Ratcliffe in and basically thought, you know what, we are going to pull the walls over the fans and supporters' eyes yet again. We're not going to leave the club. We're going to stay in and work with him and take even more money out, and Man United can be left to rot. And it has been left to rot. It's been a season that I really thought we would push on. I honestly expected to have a lot better season than what we have had from today. We were lucky to win last weekend. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We were lucky to win. And if we play the way we did, is it's going to be an easy Liverpool quarter-final FA Cup win and potentially another Wembley semi-final date for Liverpool and another final, because the way our rivals are also, catapulting themselves into the cup competitions like later rounds, that shows the standards that these clubs are going to get bigger and stronger with the owners and the managers and the players that certain clubs in the Premier League have got. You've got the dominant forces, and that is going to happen every single season. You've still got Chelsea in there. You've still got Newcastle. You've still got Manchester City. And you've still got Liverpool in these FA Cup quarterfinals. We need Chelsea to lose. We need Man City to go out. And we need to beat Liverpool. But at the end of the day, we can't rely on other results around us. We need to focus on Sunday and take our mind off what our rivals and other clubs are doing. We need to do our job on Sunday and put in a performance that we can show that we are trying to get Man United back to where we all want it to be. United fans are frustrated, they're angry, they're annoyed, and I completely get why, at the moment, a lot of United fans are starting to show their true emotions, but in a negative, bad way. Obviously, I've seen the hate and I've seen the criticism the United stand and Mark Goldbridge have been getting. I think is unfair, it's uncalled for, it's unjustified. Mark Goldbridge is a brilliant YouTube presenter. He's done a great job on the United stand. All the crew. This is why, I'm doing a channel today, because I want to become like Mark Goldbridge and the United stand one day. I look up to them as an inspiration and a role model on the YouTubing platform. And I want to be able to obviously make my debut on there one day. I would love to be on the United stand one day for a live show. And I would also love the opportunity of being able to work with Mark Goldbridge. He's honest. And he's got a right to be honest. He's entitled to a view. He's entitled to an opinion. People may not agree with it. You may disagree with the view, and you might have your own different view and your own different opinion. But the hate he's been getting and the unnecessary threats that have been shown towards him and the United stand and also his family is completely uncalled for. It's nasty. It's unacceptable. And I think it's disgusting. People don't like it that YouTube platforms like United stand got an interview with Rasmus Højlund. That's down to Mark Goldbridge and the United stand crew. That interview was, pre-done when Rasmus Højlund signed for the club, and people don't like it that he's been able to get that when no other fan has. And they also don't, and fans and supporters of Man United don't like it when he calls out the club and he's honest and he's brutal about it. I think people need to realise that Mark Goldbridge is speaking the truth about the way Manchester United run on and off the pitch. And he's got an absolute right to his view and to have his own opinion. But people doing what they're doing to him and taking it to a personal level and a personal matter, it's nasty, it's unacceptable, and it's disgusting. You've got no right treating Mark Goldbridge and United stand the way some people have been treating him. It's not right. He's a great guy. He's a great YouTube presenter, and he's got a great channel, and he's got a great community. People need to stop, and it stopped from today. I back Mark Goldbridge 110%. He's right about every single thing he says about United. And if people don't like it, if this is Man United fans, Man United supporters doing it to him, then you can't really call yourself a Manchester United fan. You can't really call yourself a Manchester United supporter, and you can't really call yourself loyal to the club, because basically you don't like Mark Goldbridge calls out United, and you don't like it. He's truthful, but he's basically telling the truth how it is, and people don't like that, and I don't think it's really fair. I would say people need to back the fuck off and leave him and his family and United stand alone. If you don't like his views and his opinions, you don't have to watch this channel. You don't have to watch his content, but actually fuck the back off and leave him and his family and United stand alone if you don't like it. Because if we do lose Sunday, we know he will rip into United, and he's got completely every right to do it. He wants the best for this club. He wants the best for the fans, and he wants the best for the supporters. He's not a voice for the fans. He's a YouTube presenter doing his own views and his own opinions on his shows on the United stand. And if we do lose Sunday, you've got to call it for what it is. Liverpool are moving ahead of Manchester United yet again. So are Manchester City. So are Arsenal. You look at the standards, and the standards at Man United are very low. If we can make top four and sneak a lucky trophy, great. But at Man City we go for the treble. We go for the treble. We go for the treble. Liverpool, we want to win the league. We've won the Carabao Cup. We now want to go for the FA Cup and we want to go for the Europa League. That is the standards. At Man United, we can't compete with that because you've got managers at the clubs that get backed properly and financial investment is invested into the team and the facilities and on and off stuff at the football club. At Man United, it's jobs for the boys, it's mates rates FC, and we are basically running on a profit and revenue business. We're not a football club, we're actually a business. These United players, are overhyped, overrated. They don't like Kate. They don't like it when they get criticised. They don't like it when they get called this, that, and the other. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. People have got to stop kissing these United players' asses for them and building their egos up even more. They've got a job to do now, is get this season to an end and it to be a successful one. If you don't win a trophy, how can you call it a successful season? Because we might not even make European football. We've got to finish 5th this season to get back in the Champions League for next season. United failed to do that. It is a bad season, but it's not on Erik ten Hag. He's being forced to select this team. He's being forced to select some of these players. And unfortunately, most of this deadwood crap has invested back into the United dressing room, as well as the starting lineup, as well as on the bench as well. United at the moment, it is kettle and fish. We've got the great and we've got the bad. The bad have got into the team and made the performance worse, and the great aren't stepping up because they can't stand the bad players that are performing with them. And we know the culprits. We know, the BTECs. We know the non-standard players. We know that the low level don't give a shit. And we know that some of these United players are only here to earn a living and are only here to earn a wage. And, going at the FA Cup might prevent some of these players having a future at the end of the season because most of the squad's going to be forced out, and I don't blame Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And most of these players will not be at this football club no longer. If I had the option, I would be terminating all these players' contracts. I'd be rebuilding the club, state-of-the-art stadium and a state-of-the-art squad with a state-of-the-art team of players that actually want to fight for this shirt. Because at the moment, Man United are lucky to even be in the quarterfinals because we just only scraped past Newport County. We only scraped past League One Wigan. And we only scraped past Nottingham Forest due to an 89th Casemiro-headed winner. How does that fill you with confidence, knowing Liverpool have dismantled Slavia Prague 11-2 on aggregate, have won 6-1 this evening, and in their last 2 Europa League games, they've scored 11 goals. That's the quality. You look at that Liverpool team, and yes, they've got their injury problems like us. It's no excuse. But they've still got players that do a job for Klopp and do a job for their fans and supporters and actually play some fucking good football. At Man United, it's slow tempo, no rush, no pressure. Let's take our time. That's all I saw against Everton last weekend. We go 2-0 up, and then all of a sudden, we let Everton attack us. It's like they were the team that were 2-0 up and were actually fighting to try and be the better team. That is all I saw last weekend. United cannot afford to do that. You go a goal down to Liverpool Sunday, the floodgates are going to open. And it won't just be a massive flood. It'll be more flood than Take That Song, The Flood, with Robbie Williams rejoining the band. You've got to realise, Man United concede a shitload of goals. Defensively, we're screwed. The midfield battle gets lost when you've got players like Scott McTominay in it. The attack is non-existent when you've got no striker and then you've got Marcus Rashford. You've got a right wing position that was meant to have been solved with Jadon Sancho and Anthony and Ahmad. And now look at the right wing problem. We were meant to be having this Rasmus Højlund fit for the whole season to lead this club back to glory. Gets injured because Man United failed to sign a striker in the January transfer window due to the financial fair play and sell to buy PR bullshit, which was fake. And then you've got Martial, injury-prone, lazy, bad attitude, and stinks of negativity, out injured again. And then you basically, defensively, you've lost your main winning Argentinian World Cup centre-back in Lisandro Martinez, who has ankle after ankle injury problems, got a bad knee injury as it currently stands. And then you then stuck with Harry Maguire, Varane, Johnny Evans, Delo, and Lindelof. And it doesn't fill me with confidence that knowing those players are going to end up starting Sunday, it doesn't fill me with any confidence that Manchester United are going to be able to keep a clean sheet. If United go 1-0 down within the first 10 to 20 minutes, Liverpool are going to start trying to pressure for the second goal. And if the second goal goes in, United are out. Forget turning the game around. United will not come back from 2 or 3-0 down. We've only done it once this season, and that was at home to Aston Villa, and that was December of 2023. And now look where we are. We create our own downfall. We create our own problems. We have to win. I'm not trying to be negative, but I just don't trust us to be able to get a result Sunday. I'm not feeling any shape or form confidence that United can produce something. That we need miracles. And I think that's what's going to happen Sunday. We are going to need miracles to win this game. Because Liverpool's team, I mean, you can even win a cup final with kids. I mean, apparently you don't win nothing with kids playing football. Well, look at what Liverpool's youngsters did to Chelsea in that Carabao Cup final. That was a massive wake-up call. Because Liverpool are trying to repeat the DNA that Manchester United influenced way back in the day, before the days of Sir Alex Ferguson. Even when he came in, it was about bringing through the talented youth players to be able to make their mark on their current club's future. They've done that, and some of those youngsters that played in that Carabao Cup final for Liverpool are still at school and have already won a maiden trophy in their career for Liverpool Football Club. Man United had that back in the day, but now our academy can't compete. Our youth players are no good. And people think that is where we need to build from. I completely disagree. Our academy isn't good enough. Our youth scouts are shocking. Our scouting department is not at the level where it needs to be. At Liverpool, it's elite. City, it's elite. Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, you've got elite players coming through their academies. At United, it's buy prospects and then release them, because we buy them knowing they're not going to be good enough. You can't afford to play the kids for United on Sunday because they'll get torn apart. The United team probably will be completely unchanged from Saturday's game. It will probably be Onana, Delo, Maguire, Varane, if Maguire's fit, Varane, Lindelof. It probably will be Kobe Mainoo, Casemiro and Fernandes. And the front three will probably have to be Garnacho, Rashford, and maybe Ahmad if Rasmus Højlund, as again, has not been in training all week. So don't expect him in the starting lineup if he's not been training all week. Don't expect him to play. Will Ahmad get any game time? I mean, removed all his United content off, certain social medias. And that was, everybody was thinking that is because United's fallen out of love with the club in Manchester United, but it was because he was respecting his culture in Ramadan, and people got really funny with it. Ahmad deserves game time. I completely agree, but people to go in on Ahmad, I think there's a lack of respect being shown to him. He's not been given an opportunity to prove himself. I think Sunday could prove a point. I mean, we know there are certain United players that are becoming favourites again. Solskjaer did this. Ralph Rangnick did it. There are certain players in this United team that are getting in the squad because of pure favouritism. Again, what Scott McTominay done to influence himself back into Man United midfield, which has left the midfield completely, utterly unbalanced when you're then shifting Bruno Fernandes on the right wing, knowing he's not a right winger. And he can't play there either. It's not heard of in English football. Even in European football, you don't shift midfielders onto the right wing to fill that right wing void, knowing you've got Ahmad and Anthony on the bench. So maybe it's time for Ahmad to show what he can do in a cup competition and get United some attacking, free-flowing football, because that right wing has become a ball fest. I mean, I know Anthony has not been at the standard. I mean, 85 million has basically gone down the drain, if we're now being really open and honest and frank about it. That 85 million that was spent on Anthony has gone down the drain because of Manchester United's incompetence of being able to get better players in than that. And that 85 million looks like it's not paid off. From a United fan, I know that it's not worked, but he's better than having no right winger on the right wing at all. We thought it was sold with Sancho. Looks like he's going to go to Dortmund for like 30 or 40 million in the summer. United are going to have to take about a 35, 40 million loss on the purchase price that we bought him from Borussia Dortmund in the first place. So the right wing is a massive void, and maybe it's time for Ahmad to get some game time. But then again, if Rasmus Højlund is back, he's going to have to go jump straight in. I think I'm fed up of these players feeling sorry for themselves when they're injured. I'm fed up of saying, like, they get off way too lightly, which they do. I think these players have got to start being a lot more brutal and a lot more honest with themselves. Are you really going to give your all for United, or are you going to feel sorry for yourselves, knowing the injury problems you've had are keeping you longer out than what they should be, and you think to yourself, well, at least I'm still being paid? I think some of United players are selfish. I think some of you Manchester United players are ungrateful little shits. And I think some of you are an embarrassment. There's people like me who are unable to work, who have got autism, anxiety, and suffer with bad depression. I think there's, who's played at the high level of elite football, by the way. I've won more in my career by playing through the pain barrier. And some of these United players, you might as well get a violin for them and start strumming the violin, because that's all I hear is sympathy sob stories. These players need to start stepping up, play through the pain barrier and get some grit and actually some balls and start showing some fight. Because your teammates, the ones we don't rate and we know you're better than them, you're letting them get a guaranteed game time and letting them have more of a realistic future at the club, knowing you're not available for team selection. I think these players have massively let everyone down. Every single one of them has let this team down this season, except probably for 3 or 4 players who I would build a team around of. But the rest of them are no good enough. They're not good enough anymore. And we do need a squad clear out. We do need a rebuild in the summer. And people need to realise that, Sunday is a make or break for if United don't get European football, how are you going to be able to rebuild this squad? Winning the FA Cup will help get more players in the summer, knowing we are then going to be clearing out a lot of this dead wood, and we are going to have to start a brand new dynasty at this football club. And hopefully we will get that. But there's no guarantees that if we do go out Sunday and it's a heavy, bad defeat, are you going to still be able to have a good summer knowing there's no European football on the table, and other clubs that have got, Champions League football and European football for their teams next season? Do you think they're going to go to a club that are in Europe or are not in Europe? I think I know what I would be doing. I wouldn't be going to Man United knowing there's no European football and all the uncertainty on and off the pitch. That wouldn't do my mental health any good, because I do suffer with mental health. I hold my hands up. I do have mental health issues. But I would rather go to a stable club that is run off the pitch properly, on the pitch is run properly, and we're actually successful and winning trophies. And I think these players, knowing, I'm not being funny, I think players like Sandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Malacia, Harry Maguire, Sancho, I think, even though he's at Dortmund, you players need to start being able to play through the pain barrier and start feeling sorry for yourselves and actually start showing that you want to be at Man United long term. I don't care if they're injured and not fit. I don't care if they're out long term. They've got to start fighting the injury back and stop letting the injury put them down. You've got to fight back. You can't just sit there and say, you know what, we're going to let this injury heal up and let it take its time the way it does. No, I'm sorry. We have to win this game Sunday. We lose this game, forget it. You might as well tear up the rest of the season, because the rest of them will just down tools. If we lose Sunday, the season will be a down tool season where United fail to get Champions League football, we don't win a trophy, and Erik ten Hag is going to be gone. Erik ten Hag will be lucky if he's still in charge come the summer transfer window. It isn't his fault, by the way. And I was having a conversation with my mate Lion last night, and we were saying, Erik ten Hag, it ain't his fault. He's got a shitload of signings he didn't want. Loads of players that have been brought here have cost about 85 to 100 million, some of them. And, he's not been given efficient backing, and you've got greedy clown owners that have brought the football club on debt and basically left the club to rot. And the debt we are now accumulating is over 700 million. This football club is nearly £1 billion in debt because of the Glazers. No wonder they've let United screw up this season. If they would have signed a striker and a centre-back in January, like we were promised, this season would end in a high. We would be sat comfortably in top 4. But no, we're not. We're relying on the FA Cup. And Jurgen Klopp is not going to go weak, by the way. It would not surprise me as far as we see a strong fucking Liverpool team Sunday. I think, Kelleher will start due to Alisson's injury. Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, maybe Bradley. I think the midfield, probably Szoboszlai, Endo and Gravenberch. And the front three will be Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah. That would not surprise me if that is a Liverpool team. And then you would still have Luis Diaz off the bench. I mean, quality player. Gakpo, quality player. These two players United want. United said no. You look at the football Liverpool are playing compared to us. There's fight there. There's free-flowing, stylish football. At Man United, it's pass the ball back, build from the back, build from the back. We have got to go head to toe. We've got to fight for every ball and every tackle. We've got to fight for every pass. We've got to fight for every defensive bit of work. Because Liverpool will pressure the fucking hell out of us. And I think that is what is going to happen. Liverpool are going to put this United team under so much pressure, we won't be able to cope with it. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if this goes all the way. Extra time and penalties. I think United will try and get this game to 0-0 at full time. And what the plan is, we'll either try and win this in extra time or somehow try and win on penalties. We know what happens to Man United on a penalty shootout. We normally fucking lose it. And that wouldn't surprise me if that is the game plan for Erik ten Hag. Park the bus and break Liverpool on the counter-attack. And that is what I don't agree with. We need free-flowing attacking football. We need to dominate the game for the whole 90 minutes. Dominate the possession. Dominate the game and win the midfield battle. Make our attack free-flowing. Dominate, the first and the second half. I've not seen that enough this season. And I thought that is what we were going to do. But I've not seen it at all from any of these players. And there's a big opportunity here for trophy number 2. Because if we do win the FA Cup, it does show that we're actually doing something right. That Erik ten Hag is the right manager. And if people can't see that he is, you're completely deluded. I mean, you must be an ostrich. If you can't see that Erik ten Hag is the right manager, you've got your head buried in the sand. If you don't think he's the right manager, my God, I mean, you're not a United fan. I'm sorry. Erik ten Hag is doing what he can with a load of players he didn't want, and players he wanted he didn't get, and players he wanted rid of were kept by the football club. And look where we are. Look at our season. Down to bad ownership, bad recruitment, and a lack of investment on the team. And we're fighting for the FA Cup. If someone said to me, you can win the Carabao Cup last season and get top 4 and Champions League football, but this season you're going to get knocked out the Carabao Cup. Don't hold the defence of it. You're not going to win the Premier League and top 4. You're not going to get through your Champions League group, and you're going to finish bottom. If someone said to me all 3 of those things would happen, I would not believe you. The season we had last season. Did we overachieve? Well, it looks like these players did, and they're burnt out, and they can't stand ten Hag now, and they want him gone because they think, well, do you know what? One season's enough with him. We're going to try and get him rid of as well. I'm sorry. You players are spoilt little brats who want to get away with it. You lot belong in the Barbie film because, you're getting tickled pink by every fucking team you play. You're getting dominated. You're getting played off the park. You're letting them turn up and turn into fucking prime Barcelona. And, if you let a mid-table fucking relegation threaten Everton do it, I can't imagine what's going to happen Sunday. I'm fearing the worst here. I want to sit here and say, do you know what? I'm feeling confident we might get a result Sunday. Based on what I've seen from the last few games, my confidence ain't there. It is nowhere near there. Not after Everton. I mean, Liverpool, I just don't see United getting through. And that's my honest view. I think it's going to finish 2-1 either way. Or maybe it goes to extra time. Maybe it goes penalties. I just don't, think United have got enough energy in the tank to do a job Sunday. And I'm afraid to say that it's going to be one trophy in 7 years. And I think that is what is going to happen on Sunday. Liverpool are just going to turn at Old Trafford and they're going to rip us apart. And that is a big concern for me going forward, that United are going to really, really struggle. And I think United, if they go a goal down, the confidence will go, the morale will drop, the heads will drop, and they'll let Liverpool walk all over them. Because when we go a goal down, floodgates open. Old Trafford becomes basically Kenilworth Road. We open up way too much and let Liverpool score one goal after the other. I mean, Liverpool tonight were 4-0 up after 15 fucking minutes. I mean, that shows that Jurgen Klopp is taking things seriously. That is what you call an elite manager with an elite set of squad and an elite set of players. That is what you call fight. Steven Gerrard wasn't an elite player. Jamie Carragher wasn't an elite player. They won fuck all in their careers at Liverpool. A few Champions Leagues here and there, a Carabao Cup here, an FA Cup there. But now look at Liverpool. Those players are better than them. Salah's won more than Steven Gerrard. So has Luis Diaz. So has Darwin Núñez to an extent. Has won more than them than what those two have done in their whole Liverpool career. I mean, look at Gerrard now managing in Saudi Arabia at some mid-table club. Jamie Carragher, works on Sky and talks a load of dog shit every week, and people think he's right about everything that goes on and off the pitch at every club in the league, even in European football. All he does is slags everyone off. I mean, did he ever win the Premier League? No. He won one Champions League, and a Carabao Cup. Says quite a lot. So at the end of the day, United have got to make a statement. United have got to show that we are still the bigger club. We are still the most successful. But I might not be able to say that for much longer. Because if Liverpool somehow go on and win the rest of the season and win the FA Cup and, the league, United ain't a successful club anymore. They'll overtake United, and they're going to overtake United by even more if we keep playing the way we are. I mean, if any United fan is feeling confident on Sunday, I'd love to know what you're drinking or smoking, because I just don't think anything's there for Sunday. I'm sorry to say, but I've got to be realistic with the way we are performing as a team. We've got to look at it and realise that we are shit. We're a laughingstock. We're an embarrassment, and we are basically a circus. We are a circus act on the fucking hamster wheel, just going spinning round in a circle, running around in a circle all day on the fucking mechanical wheel that is irrelevant. And I think for me, time will tell where we are by the end of Sunday evening. If we go out, you've got to applaud Liverpool for what they do. If we do win, great. But I just think the way we are playing compared to Liverpool, it's night and day. And, I've got to admit it. They are playing better football than us. They are producing talent on and off the pitch. I mean, look at that player Bradley at right back. Looks absolutely world class. Look at the signing of Endo. Looks like that has paid off dividends for Liverpool. Look at the quality of Szoboszlai. Look at the quality of Darwin Núñez now. The quality of Salah. I mean, you go for that Liverpool team and it's just quality players. And the only positive I can take, they do concede goals from set pieces. But apart from that, if you let Liverpool dominate the game and let them walk all over you, Liverpool will just open you up like a Christmas turkey. And they will. They will carve you open. And I can only see this FA Cup quarterfinal going one way. I want to say that I'm optimistic and I'm feeling we can get an unlikely result or an unlikely win. But I just think at the moment, if you're a United fan and you're a United supporter, you just got to hold your hands up and say, do you know what? Sunday's season is going to be over. Not like it was over already. Sunday's season is going to be mathematically over. Because when we don't win the FA Cup and we go out, this match reaction is not going to be a nice one. I want to say it's going to go 2-1 either way. That is how my gut is telling me. But my head is saying, do you know what? You've got to be logically here. That this is going one way and one way only. and that is a Liverpool win. Another date with Wembley in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. If Man City and Chelsea can both go out, great, but you're then going to be left with Newcastle, Leicester, and then you've got either one of Wolves or Coventry. Can you honestly see Liverpool slipping up to any of those three? I can't. But Man United, let's see what happens. I'm going to go 2-1 either way, but I just got this feeling that Liverpool are just going to win. That is how I feel logically at the moment about the way this season is. Liverpool are just a better football club on and off the pitch, and United can't compete, and we're nowhere near the quality of the Liverpool have. So I enjoyed this. Hit the like button and the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button and the retweet button. Remember to always remember the notification bell. Put the bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2024 this year on this channel, on this community for brand new videos, shorts, live streams, brand new gaming, brand new gaming content. F1 24 will be making its debut when we get the game in May, hopefully. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, playing online campaign mode. Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2, Myths and Mortals. We've got loads planned, and obviously join me for the Sunday's final score and the final whistle for the match reaction Sunday, which, as like I said, for me, gut feeling, this is going one way and one way only. This has got a Liverpool win written all over it. But I'm going to go 2-1 either way. Let's see what happens. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your evening, whatever you're all doing. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legends and you're all legendary. And I will see you all on the next one.